Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man whose girlfriend cheats on him to convince him to open up their relationship. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. My girlfriend of 4 years wants to open the relationship and revealed she already cheated on me in an attempt to convince me. So, one of the things that's been a constant source of problems in our relationships is the fact that my girlfriend always needs stimulation of some sort. Like all the time. Anything, really at all. That was actually one of the reasons that I liked her when we first met. I've always been kind of a homebody, but I actually really liked going out and doing stuff. I just need a push sometimes to get going. Well, when I met my girlfriend, she really pushed me to get out of my shell and try new things. It's just that it always seems like we need to go out and do something, anything at all, which often meant we would get involved in super weird cultures and scenes that I didn't actually like at all. We got into the local rave scene, for example, and spent a lot of time under bridges like we were effing trolls. One time it wasn't even under a bridge. It wasn't even outdoors really, it was in an effing sewer. I started to notice that whenever we didn't have anything to do, no clubs, no venues, no nothing, there's a tension there. I wouldn't say it's like we always fought, but I would say it's more likely that we fight. And we've always talked about it on more than one occasion, but nothing really changes. Recently, it got pretty bad. I had to stick at work for long hours these past couple of weeks as we try to make it out of crunch time. When I got home, I just didn't have enough energy to do anything she wanted to do. We got into a fight about it, a bad one. I won't get too into it, but I said some hurtful things. She said some things back, and it all just spiraled from there. Eventually, she told me that she was so frustrated by my lack of drive that she went and cheated on me behind my back. I'm heartbroken. I've spent years with this woman and never thought she would do anything like this to me. She wants to continue seeing this other guy, but also doesn't want to lose me. I still love her, and I don't want to lose her, but I can't see anything like an open relationship as anything other than safe cheating. It's just a way to get some action on the side. Well, I say all that to say this. I'm convinced that she wants to try out this open relationship thing as a fad. I don't think this will actually last, and I don't want to be unfaithful to her if that's going to be the case. I don't want to lose her by saying no either. I know that it's a big step to take, and I don't want to start doing it without being ready for it. Should I just say okay? Update. After some convincing, I said okay to opening up the relationship. At the time, I was really down on it, but now it's been a big boost to my confidence and my life. We both agreed we would see each other mostly and see other people on the side. At first, I didn't really think I would go through with it, but now that I've started, I've actually been able to start meeting a ton of new people that I really like. Most of them have just been friendships so far, but I met a new girl recently and I really actually like her. Like me, she's a homebody who wanted to start branching out and finding new interests. It turned out that we both like painting, which was a neat little bonus. I introduced her to rock climbing, which has always been a passion of mine, and she took me out to a gun range for my first time. The thing is, I feel like she really gets where I'm coming from a lot of the time. I don't feel like I'm having trouble explaining myself to her or that something about what I'm saying is being missed. That was something I always felt was annoying about my current other girlfriend and our relationship. Speaking of, I don't know how that's really going either. We said we would spend time with each other and we have for the most part, but for me things just aren't the same. Ever since she told me she cheated, I've been feeling like this is just some woman and not the person I've loved for over 4 years. I don't really talk about how things are going with my new relationship, and I don't ask on her side either. Honestly, I don't know what to do now. I really like this new girl. I told her what was going on too, and she seemed accepting of it after I gave my side of the story. I sort of feel like my old relationship is falling apart and I'm just not interested anymore. Should I call it quits and start trying to go with this new girl? I really like her, and I can't say I feel the same for who I'm currently with. Last update. I started to phase out my old girlfriend out of my life as things with my new girl moved forward. We used to see each other 5 days in a row. Then it became 4, then 3, then maybe once or twice a week. And now it's sporadic, and I can't really say I miss it, to be honest. She confronted me about why I've been so distant lately, and I just told her I'm seeing a new woman now and that she's taking up more of my time. I never actually told her about the other woman until now, but she took it really poorly. She was angry with me, started shouting about how I was a piece of shit and trying to ruin things forward, but I just told her that she was the one who started this whole thing. She went ballistic when I said that. I guess things haven't been going well for her on that front. I don't know what happened to the other guy that she was with in the beginning, but I don't really care. My girlfriend started crying and told me that she didn't want to have an open relationship anymore and that she just wanted to be with me. At this point, I was just totally done with her. Anything that I had previously wasn't there anymore. I told her that we were breaking up, and that was that. We fought a little bit more after, but I eventually kicked her out of my apartment and just said that all she needed to do was not cheat on me, and none of this would have happened. I'm seeing my actual girlfriend later today to see a movie and tell her what happened. You and your ex-girlfriend were not that compatible, OP. It could have worked out well if she had been patient and if she had a little bit more understanding, but she wasn't. I'm glad you've gotten over her and you've broken things off with her now. However, I have to warn you to not use your current girlfriend as a distraction from your feelings. Let your heart heal and properly say goodbye to the years of relationship you had with your ex. I hope this new relationship works out better for you. Story 2. I, 28 male, am a soldier deployed to Afghanistan. I've been gone for 3 months. My wife, 23, visited me at my pre-mobilization post after a month and a half. She was on the phone constantly with her friend and her friend's fiancé back home during the whole visit. I wasn't worried about it. I hardly noticed until she started getting really protective of her phone. I don't like snooping through people's correspondence, but her newfound protectiveness inspired curiosity. While she was using the shower, I looked through her text and found out that she had 1 or more sexual encounters with her friend, female, and her friend's fiancé, male. I didn't say anything because she had previously disclosed the encounter was just a single drunken kiss and was an isolated incident. Also, I was really excited that she came to visit me and didn't want to ruin the rest of our short time together before I flew overseas. This morning, I confronted her about it over the phone. She hesitated, but ultimately disclosed the full encounter, explaining how it escalated from casual touching to a 3-way. She emphasized that she did not have carnal knowledge, penile vaginal penetration with the male, but received oral stimulation from her friend, female, while her friend was engaging in intercourse with the fiancé, male. Previously, my wife had asked permission to engage in this sort of act with these 2 friends of hers. She also expressed interest in 4-way interactions once I returned home. I refused, explaining that I saw it as infidelity and that it would hurt our relationship. Come to find out, she was asking permission after having already engaged in the act. We've known each other for 8 years and have been married for 2 years. I love my wife, but she only confessed after I had caught her. Her story also has some inconsistencies, making me think that I still don't have the full truth. She says she's profoundly sorry and that the encounter was an isolated event. Her friend, female, realized that she's sexually intimidated by my wife and is insecure about her own relationship due to the event. My wife and her friend allegedly agreed to have no further encounters prior to me finding out. She wants to stay married and has said numerous times that she loves me. Edit. I think it's important to point out that my wife is a career woman with a master's degree. She isn't a homemaker dependopotamus. She doesn't need my benefits or my paycheck. Hell, she comes from a wealthy family. Reddit, what do I do? OP, the other couple engaging in a 3-way relationship with your wife was not cheating for them. For you it was. This implies that she willfully chose to ignore your feelings on the matter, which it seems from the OP you disclosed with her. The fact that she neglected to tell you makes me even more sure that she was aware she was cheating. If she thought what she was doing was in any way acceptable, wouldn't she disclose the full details without being prompted? She wants to stay married for the same reason she didn't tell you about it. She knows it was wrong. Do you really want to be in a relationship, much less a marriage, where you feel like you constantly have to check up on your wife, and you can never fully trust her or her word? If the answer to this is no, you know what needs to be done. Now for some comments. Don't you worry that you'll always wonder? Do you really want to be married to someone who lied to you? Especially about something this blatant? If you're ever deployed again, will you ever be able to trust her? I know 8 years is a lot of time, but so is 58. the number of years you'll be married to her, assuming you die at age 70. You don't need to stay with her out of fear of letting go of a long relationship. You have plenty of time to find someone else with whom you can have a long, healthy, lasting relationship with. If you stay out of fear of the unknown, you'll always have this hanging over your head. Honestly, you're the only person that can answer the question. Could you be with her knowing what has happened? Could you forgive her? Is everything else good between you? Honestly, her biggest mistake was trying to hide it. She should have told you the full truth and let you decide where to go from there. Personally, I am more forgiving, but would need to know the whole situation and understand why it happened. You should also protect your assets, i.e. separate finances in case she decides to drain the accounts then leave you. Have your paycheck go to a personal account. Then transfer the needed money into a joint account for the normal expenses. But depending on the complete truth, divorce may be the best option. She didn't admit to anything, she had to be found out. She admitted to the least offensive, least harmful form of intercourse to make you feel better most likely. You're away a lot. How can you trust her when she won't tell you something unless you find out? She's one of those people that doesn't lie if you don't know and don't ask about it people. If you're happy to be lied to, then stay with her by all means. What else has happened in 8 years that you don't know about? I understand it may be hard for a partner to be away from one another, but she knew what she was signing up for. Do you want to have children with someone like this? She sounds like the sort who gets pregnant after sleeping with you and someone else, and rather than just come clean, just tell you it's yours. It happens a lot.